So today we're going to be taking a look at the router table that I have here. Now this was something I picked up from my neighbor. His father was a woodworker and had likely bought this at Home Depot sometime in the mid to early 2000s. It's actually a pretty good router table, all said and told. I've used it quite a bit so far. It has this integrated router lift system in it. And when I say integrated, it's really actually the base of the router. So this is an older Porter cable router that likely was bought at the same time as the table itself, that actually has all the lift controls. So there's a lock and a lift and lower right here. They're a little hard to see. You actually have to drill out some predetermined holes in this plate here to get to them. But in any case, I don't have the original tool to actually adjust these controls. So I kind of made my own out of some spare tools and bits that were in a toolkit that's completely worthless otherwise. So shockingly enough, this fits perfectly in here and engages perfectly. And if I wrench on it just enough, it will lift. But I came to realize when I looked at videos of people using their router lifts that almost all of them have like a crank mechanism to raise and lower the bit. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to convert this into a crank style tool for this router table. So let's get into it. All right, so the first thing we're going to need to do is get rid of this top. Now this top just unscrews, and my thinking goes, I will simply cut off this little threaded nubbin here, and then we'll move on to tracing out a outline for these splines and cutting the first piece of the armature for the crank. All right, let's get this bandsaw cut going. All right, I think that looks all right. Over to the scrap bin, and yeah, that'll do. All right, a little bit of layout time. Whew, that almost took my foot off. All right, let's get this bit chucked up in the drill. Well, that did not evacuate chips very well, did it? All right. When you know it, that was too big of a drill bit. I have to go smaller, be a little more careful. So I think I can still salvage this piece of wood, but yeah, I gotta go with the smaller bit. Bummer. Hate having to start over on stuff. It's never fun. Oh, that's a way better bit. Now we got that in place. Okay, all right, let's get this locked into the vise. Oh yeah, I think that's gonna work just fine. But I don't think that's coming back out. Okay, so here we are. We've got the makings of this. Now I need to turn a handle for this. And when I say turn, I think I'm just going to use my belt sander because I don't have a lathe, nor do I want one. And then put that there, and hopefully I'll guess what we need. More tea. Okay, let's get this stuff put away. All right, back to the scrap bin. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so now we got to find the center. That looks about right. There we go. Oh, that is a terrifying piece right there. All right, now that we got a handle, let's drill a hole in this thing and get this connected in. That ought to do the trick. Let's go try it out. All right. And up. And down. Oh my gosh, this is great. I can run that up and down all day long. Changing the bit should be pretty straightforward. Got this handy dandy offset wrench. Hey, look at that. It fits perfectly. Yeah, look at that. So I can totally now work on my router table without having to pull the router out. Fantastic. This is great. Your tools don't make you good at woodworking. Now we can run this down. All right, I think we got a winner. Well, I am really happy with how that turned out. It's not the most beautiful router crank out there, but that wasn't the point. The point was to make it something that works, and it definitely fits that bill. My router table is now completely functional. I can take bits in and out from the top. I can make fine adjustments from the top, and I don't have to fiddle with the motor base anymore, taking it in and out as needed to make changes or adjustments. Now, I want to kind of address the elephant in the room, and that is the fact that this is kind of a janky setup. I mean, let's be honest. You see mostly on YouTube, folks have their really nice JESSM router lifts and all the stuff that comes along with that, and those are great. I'm not putting those down. But I will say that solutions like this are what make it possible for hobbyist woodworkers to do this kind of stuff without spending a ton of money. I'm just a hobbyist. I work at a software company during the day, so this kind of stuff is just for fun. I'm not going to go out and spend the money on a JESSM router lift or a Craig router lift or anything else for that matter, because this works for the types of projects that I like to do. Well, hopefully you found that interesting. You've stayed along this long, so I'm guessing you did find that interesting. Let me know down in the comments what you would have done differently. Until next time, thanks for watching. Consider hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel, and stay fascinated with what's possible.